Hello and welcome to the HeliosBlog. My name is Helios here for another reaction video. Today, HasanAbi tries and fails to give men dating advice. Let's get into it.
The reason she's alone is because she's difficult.
Women are not accepting the bare minimum.
Women fuck men they respect.
All the women who say things like, I'm strong, independent, I don't need no man, like, y'all impress me.
Women just gaslight each other and say what they want to hear.
Never answer this question from a girl.
No exceptions whatsoever. Never tell a woman how many women you've slept with.
Yup, you don't do it. If it's too low, she'll disrespect you. If it's too high, then she can't rationalize why she's with you. Play with her and play with her.
I don't care if the answer is 0 or 1,000. She does not need to know that answer because it's not going to do anything.
Okay, it's king behavior. King behavior. Fellas, keep your number to yourself and never tell a woman, dude. Always lie to women. What's up, guys? I'm Hassan Piker. This is Sexy Boy Aesthetics, and I'm here to tell you rule number 1: always lie to women. Okay, women.
That's not what he's saying. You see, Hasan is taking one point and he's generalizing it to every point. In general, it's not good to lie about everything, obviously. And everyone with half a brain cell knows why. It doesn't work. You have to keep maintaining more and more lies. Unless you're a psychopath, you can hold all the lies together, I guess. Then power to you, I guess. Obviously, I'm kidding. So no, like, Hasan, your advice is terrible. Sorry.
Women love liars. Time to step away from the gaslighting and gatekeeping. We can't be relegating that to the women. They've had it for far too long. Always lie.
A guy that...
Yeah, that's, again, like... And what's funny is that Hasan does actually tell the truth there. That a lot of women, they gaslight, they lie. Right? And this is why men need to know how to be discerning in relationships.
has a high value for himself, high value man, is not going to tolerate women and their behavior. He's going to have a very low tolerance threshold for the things that are unacceptable to him. That's another way of saying that he's going to have high...
Bro, what the f are you talking about? You got a fucking hoodie with no sleeves on, dog. You're literally wearing a hoodie with no sleeves on. You are not...
You're just ad hominem attack. But he's right. The guy in the video... Like, if you as a man don't have standards and you don't maintain your standards and you don't maintain your boundaries, you're never going to have a good relationship. All that's going to happen is you're going to get used and discarded. You're going to get treated like trash, and there's no recourse for you. Like, it doesn't matter if the guy is the ugliest man in the world. He can give good advice. He can give correct advice. It doesn't matter if he's wearing, you know, no shirt or half a shirt or whatever he decides to wear. Doesn't matter. He can give good advice regardless of how he looks.
Not a high value man. Go find your fucking sleeves, dude. You wear a hoodie with no sleeves on, you don't have a say on any matter.
Why does he wear that hoodie with no sleeves? Because he's clearly showing off his strong physique, which everybody, including Hasan, looks up to, despite attacking the guy's character. Alright, shitting time. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit all the notifications, drop me a donation like Hunter M, Adrian, Tom M, link is in the description, buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks, and of course, go to my Patreon and subscribe, patreon.com/theheliosblog. Shitting is done, let's continue.
A girl standing like this, that means she's closed off.
Yep.
Same with her posture. If she's standing sideways away from you, or talking to you from the side, or gets her phone out during conversation, very bad body language traits.
There's another one that he didn't mention. Crossing her legs away from you. So for example, if she's sitting side on to you, and then she crosses the, let's say she's sitting on your left. If she crosses her right leg over her left, it turns her whole body away from you, which means that's closed body language. Similar idea.
It shows she's closed off, she's not feeling you, she probably wants you to get the hell out of her face, and you haven't got a chance. If a girl's standing
Why is he so sad? Is that like the automatic predisposition of British people? Is that what it is? He just seems so sad.
Well, from what I've heard, the way that British girls behave, you know, like, anyway, and no surprise there. But anyway, Hasan's thing seems to be the guy says a point that's logical, and I am not only not going to try to refute it, I'm going to then attack the guy's character, because that works. Doing that totally refutes arguments. Attacking a guy's character.
This?
Like, he's like legit sad that the girl is saying like, get away from me.
Do not date attractive women.
Bro, don't worry. That's not a problem for you. God.
Again, you see, it's just straight up ad hominem attacks. Like, oh, you say a point that relies on logic and reason. I'm going to attack your appearance, what you chose to wear, who your friends are, how good you are at getting girls. Because that's the way to attack somebody's points, is by attacking his character. So somebody says, the sky is blue, and this is because of Rayleigh scattering. The angle of the Earth's atmosphere relative to the sun bends the light, and this causes the light to appear blue to rise. And then you look at the guy and you say, look at you, you fat, lazy piece of crap. Get off the couch and screw off with your blue sky BS. That's what Hasan's doing.
Got him.
Now, before that triggers a ton of you guys, yes, you should be attracted to the woman you date, but not to the point where you completely ignore any and all red flags. What do I mean by red flags? Her inability to complement your life as a man, guys. It is so important to date or be with a woman who is able to complement your life, nurture your life as a man as you're able to help her life, than to be with a woman who is, let's say, a 10 out of 10, but can do none of that, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. This is just... the idea is, in order for a guy to get the behavior that he wants out of a girl, he needs to be at least 2 points more attractive than her, right? So you have to provide 2 points of attractiveness more worth of value than she provides. And this allows for the behavior to be good, right? So what he's saying is, if you date a girl that's exactly on your level, you're not going to get all of those benefits that a girl who actually respects, admires, looks up to you, and submits to you is going to give, right? So this is natural, only natural. But his title that he chose, the guy, is, again, it's just sensational, right? Because what he's saying isn't actually what he's saying. He is saying to date attractive girls, or maybe he doesn't realize that he's saying this, but what he's actually saying is you need to be more attractive than the girl you're dating. Even if you're attracted to her, you have to provide more value. You have to be better than her. Otherwise, you're not going to get the kind of behaviors that you need in order for her to complement your life.
Now, don't get me wrong, there are some women who are 10 out of 10s that can do just that, but I'll be honest with you guys, it's pretty fucking rare. I would much rather be with, again, just for context's sake, a 7 out of 10, a girl who may not have...
Nothing gets women going like having a dude talk about, like, you know, oh, dude, a 10 out of 10, but, like, you know, I'll go for a 7 out of 10 from time to time.
It's actually not true. Actually, girls don't really give a damn about this kind of stuff. If the guy is giving her what she needs, which is good bedroom fun, you know, he's paying the bills, he's taller than her, stronger than her, fitter than her, he's got good friends, better friends, he's more charismatic, he's all of that. The rest of the stuff doesn't matter that much. If he fits the hypergamous filter, then he kind of works regardless of the other stuff that he does, and she'll kind of mold herself to him. So no, Hasan's wrong about this.
It's just like, man, guy's
have
Sigma.
all the bells and whistles, but is beautiful within and can support myself, her, and the family.
The funniest part about this is that, like, he thinks he's being, you know, like, woke, probably. I love thinking about a guy who's like, yeah, dude, what are you talking about? I'm a feminist, dude. I love fucking 7s, dog. Like, what do you mean? I don't want a 10 out of 10. I want a 7, you know, hard 7.
Guys, that is of vital importance. So that is what I mean by do not date attractive women.
That was awesome.
Stop looking at women. Like,
Oh.
do not even look. And you have to understand, I know this sounds very silly, that's what women want you to do. They receive a ton of joy and pleasure and validation through knowing they're getting attention, your attention, men's attention. So don't give them that f***ing attention. What I'm saying is, by you continuously looking, you're turning yourself into a simp.
There actually is truth to this. If you're just going to keep looking at her and you're not going to do anything, you're not going to approach, you're not going to do anything, there's no point in even looking. Because that's right, all you're doing is you're giving her attention for free. I do understand where this guy is coming from with this.
Subconsciously pedestal.
Dude, I love turning into a simp at the mere sight of a woman. That's a self-report more than anything else, dude. Dating it.
It's not what he's saying, Hasan. If you don't understand, like, there's a difference between what you're saying and what the guy is saying. He's not saying don't look at girls. He's saying don't keep looking at girls. So for example, let's say you're in a crowd, okay? You're at a bar, let's say, okay? You know, there's people at the bar, there's people sitting down, friends talking, whatever. Music playing. And let's say you're sitting somewhere with your friends. You have two friends there, you're sitting at a table. If you see a girl that you find attractive, you don't look at her 50 times. You look at her once, maybe twice, and then you're like, okay, I'm going to go talk to her. If you're not doing that and you're just staring at her 50 times but not doing anything, all you're doing is you're subcommunicating that she's attractive, which is giving her free validation. So imagine she receives that free validation from 500, 5,000, 50,000 men. Now she suddenly thinks that she's better than everyone. And then there you go, you get bad behavior.
Advice daily? This is your dating advice? If you turn into a simp every time at the mere sight of a woman, that's a you thing, I think. Dating advice. Do not date women. Yeah, how are you going to date women if you can't even look at them without, like, I guess, turning into a simp?
And then putting them on some throne, and you actually subconsciously feel worse about yourself.
Why is it that so much of this dating advice, unironically, is just dudes doing self-reports over and over again about...
Actually, most things are just self-reports. A lot of men and women have zero empathy. They have zero ability to put themselves in other people's shoes, so when you hear them talk, they just tell on themselves. Because they only speak from their own perspective, because they have no other perspective. They've never read a book. They have a lot of trouble putting themselves in other people's shoes. So yes, most things in most places when you hear people talking are actually them talking about themselves when trying to give advice. That's generally true for most things. It takes a high level of intelligence and also self-awareness to be able to have empathy for another person's situation, put yourself in another person's shoes, and then use that to then give advice. It's actually hard to do, which is why most people can't do it. So, what's special about this advice, Hasan? Again, Hasan doesn't, like, it's just ad hominems and not actually attacking the actual points that the people are making.
About, like, how horrible their lives are. Stop looking at women. If you look at a woman, automatically you start thinking about feminist shit, you know? And
that's just his, again, that's more ad hominems. Or I don't even know what it's called, where, like, straw man argument, right? Where you tell a person what they're saying, but it's an extreme negative version of what they're saying that is not at all what they said.
What I mean? And if fucking ew. Wait, he actually says don't date women?
Stop dating women. Yes, guys, you heard that right. Now, the reason I say stop dating women in its simplest forms and then what to do instead is because when you date, 9 out of 10 times you are completely hopping out of your frame as a man to please and appease her the best way you possibly can.
What is going on, bro? Okay.
Yeah, this stop dating women. Again, I understand where he's coming from because I have heard this perspective in the RP space. And when he says stop dating women, what he actually means is stop dating women the traditional way that you're taught in school by your parents, by society, etc. Like, obviously, it doesn't mean to stop actually seeing women, right? But what he's implying, I believe, is that rather than going on $200 dinner dates as the first date, movie date, whatever, you're going to go on coffee dates or walk dates, things that are much less investment, and you're going to give more investment as the behavior improves, is the idea.
Hey, this is good. This is good advice. This is actually good advice. Fellas, I think this is a psyop. I think he's just trying to keep incels away from women, which, by the way, like, you don't really need to do much. They're terrified of women. That's why their entire worldview is just broken.
You see? So again, Hasan, he's like, eye cells are terrified of girls. That's why their worldview is broken, right? It's like, you don't understand, Hasan, why they say what they say. So here are some statistics so I can help you, okay? The reason why eye cells say what they say is because of here, I'll give you the dating app statistics so you can get the idea. So the way that men bell curve women's attractiveness on dating apps is as follows, okay? Men bell curve women, so they, on the normal distribution. So, most women are like average, and then there's quite a big percentage between a 4 and a 6, which is slightly below and slightly above average. And then most women fall into, between 3 and 7, and then, it's like statistically grading women based on their actual attractiveness. Okay, so that's what men do. What women do is they see 80% of men. So imagine the whole normal distribution that men look at and, grade women on their attractiveness on. Most of that is just thrown out the window. So 80% of men are below average, so they don't even see them. And the top 20 are then bell curved. The top 20%. And this leads to the following swipe statistics on apps like Tinder and so on. 4.5% of men get swiped on. Do you now understand why eye cells are miserable? They're not miserable because they're terrified of women. Imagine this is your life, Hasan. Of course, he's never experienced this because he's attractive. Maybe he has. Maybe, because I heard that Hasan was fat when he was younger. So maybe he understands this very well. So Hasan, imagine you were 18 years old, overweight, not a dime to your name. Still wearing those ugly glasses. But you're pudgy and ugly and so on. And you're not 6'5" or whatever. You're 5'8", let's say. So just average height. And you just put normal pictures on your dating apps because, what do you know? And you start, and you go. And you start swiping on some girls, and, there's some attractive girls and some, super attractive girls, some average girls, whatever. So you're swiping right on all these girls. You wait a day. Nothing. You wait 2 days. Nothing. 3 days. Nothing. A week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks pass. Still nothing. Then you try again because you're determined. You try a different dating app. Same result. Try a different dating app. Same result. Okay, so then you don't understand what happened. You just say dating apps are crap. So, but you're still determined. So you go, you go to your classes because you're still young. So let's say you're in university, if you're one of the lucky guys that actually gets into university, because a lot of men don't even get into university nowadays because of, we gotta get the women into university, we gotta get all of the oppressed groups into university first. So, but men, they're not that, so they don't deserve anything. So everything is harder for them. But anyway, let's say he was lucky enough to get into university. And he sees a girl over there, one of his classes that he finds attractive, and he goes and talks to her. And he goes and talks to her, and everything is going great. She's smiling, she's talking to him, whatever. He asks for a phone number, and she says, I have a boyfriend. And he's like, I don't understand. Like, I thought you were interested in me. Now, let's say the same thing happens, but he was talking to her for 3 months at university, 6 months. He hung out with her one-on-one, he went to coffee, he went on dates, he full-on thought that he was going to be a boyfriend, but no. She was just using him. Imagine that happened. Now imagine that happened every single time with every girl he's ever talked to for his entire life, from 18 to 30. You see, Hasan? That's not a man being terrified of women. And no, Hasan, I know what you're going to say. That's just self-report. That's your life. Actually, no, Hasan. That is not my life. That is not at all what my life went like. Because, again, I'm able to have empathy for people. I'm able to see their perspective and how their life goes and understand how they would feel in that situation. And I'm not feigning sympathy. All right, let's continue.
But, you know, I'm on board with this.
You know, can I wear certain things? Can I say certain pickup lines? Can I don't know, dance like a monkey to impress this chick to hopefully get in her pants? It's a faulty paradigm, and it will not work moving forwards. Instead, what I want you to do is build your frame as a man, build your ideologies, your political beliefs, your religious beliefs, your fitness, your passions, your hobbies, what makes you viable and sustainable as a man. And eventually what will happen is women will naturally, organically come to you. Once they come to you, I then want you to court. I want you to vet. I want you to see if they now are a good viable option for the business. This, I promise you, works better for yourself.
So what he's describing actually is, I've said it too, time is better spent working on being in the top 20% of men than it is spent on chasing girls. So his caption should not read "don't date women." It should read "don't chase women," because that's actually what he's saying, right? He's not saying don't date women. He is saying date women. He's just saying don't chase women. You should spend your time making yourself into a superior man, and that will naturally allow you to get the attention of many girls who you can then choose from. Of course, this is only if you have experience with girls to know how to be discerning, right? Because that's also an important point. A man with no experience can't know which girls are good and which girls are bad. Because how can you know what you don't know? I mean, you can read it in books and stuff, right? But there's no substitute for real experience.
And her long term.
Dude, women are definitely, when I think of a guy, women are organically and definitely coming to, it's this dude, okay? No, it works.
If this guy has $100,000 salary, definitely girls are interested in him. Without a doubt. If he has a bit of frame, if he has a bit of game, definitely girls would be interested in this guy. Why not? He's not ugly. He's maybe a little bit above average. And if he's tall, no, I don't see why not.
I promise you, bro, it fucking works, dude. You date men because you are gay. I date men because I hate women. We are not the same.
Do not be friendly. Do not trust your feelings. Do men need women? Do not fall in love. Stop having sex.
You can be Superman, you can be the strongest dude in the world, you can be Captain America, but the second that you show that you're able to be led by your emotions and not stand in rational truth and strength is the exact second that the woman does no longer want you.
Guys say
that's actually true. That is actually true. The second that you are not the man and you start acting like a girl, she can't trust you. It's true.
Shit like this, and then immediately fucking show that they have no emotional control.
Domineering or controlling, or also to be, you know, Mr. Nice Guy, the follower. The bad boy is his own man. He's on his own path, his own journey, and he doesn't give a shit what's going on beside of him.
Nothing says bad boy like learning about the bad boy archetype from a TikTok video as a dude is classifying it like it's a fucking video game character. Played to the tune of the Ford F-150 commercial Arctic Monkeys song with Sons of Anarchy clips. Like, it, dude, I'm gonna be honest, but like, if you're looking for what it means to be a bad boy, you're probably not a fucking bad boy, dude.
Well, that's the point, right? Guys that know how to do this don't need to learn how to do this. But what Hasan is implying is that it can't be learned, which is false. It can, because even you, Hasan, have learned to not be a loser. I mean, you know, your political beliefs are a disaster And the way that you think about relationships is also a mess, which is why you don't have, like, why you dated someone like Janice Griffith, for example. Like, you don't understand women at all, but, you know, I digress. That means that personality can be changed, which means you can learn something from the bad boys and implement that into your personality. You can. So again, this ridiculous advice of like, oh, men can't do anything to change their lot, you know, there's nothing you can do. Like, if you have to watch a TikTok about a bad boy, you're probably not a bad boy. Well, that's exactly why it exists. For those men that don't know what they're doing wrong and need advice on how to do it right. Right? Like, imagine a guy who's been unsuccessful his whole life with girls, doesn't understand what he's doing wrong, and sees a video like this. It would help him more than your advice, Hasan, for example. Although you do give some good advice too, like working out and stuff like that. But there are many things that you yourself do wrong, and that's for sure. Because if you did things right, you would actually have a serious girlfriend that loves you, respects you, and treats you like gold. But you don't, and you don't understand why. The why is your current belief set. All right. We're going to end the video there. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit all for notifications. Drop me a donation like Hunter M, Adrian L, and Tom M. Buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. And of course, go to my Patreon and subscribe. Patreon.com/theheliosblog. Thank you so much, guys, for listening to the video, especially to the end. I do appreciate it. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.